Welcome back to the affirmation section for White Solar Mirror. I pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention, and I am guided by the power of timelessness. I pulse in order to reflect. Well, it's interesting because of how we're already talking about this ability to kind of realize our reflections. And so this actually feels a little different. This is I pulse in order to reflect. The reflection in this dynamic, to me, brings up a more thought-oriented frequency. I'm reflecting upon, I'm taking a look at, I'm thinking about. I pulse in order to reflect. For me, what comes up in that pulse is kind of like the rhythm of dropping into something. The rhythm of being like, oh, okay, I'll do this, or I'll entertain this. Instead of just being like, okay, I'm gonna do this from way in the morning till, way at night, full force, full stream, just that. It's a pulse. So I'm gonna come into it. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and as I do show up, as I do come into the energy, that reflection. Okay, I see. Okay. That's what comes up for me around this. I pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. And in doing so, we're realizing kind of like the natural order of things, that there is a particular and plausible kind of, for me, when I hear order, in this one, it's like the synchronic order. The synchronic order is kind of like the geometry of like the fourth dimension. What we're talking about here now, all these 1320 sciences here, this is known as the synchronic order. So I pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. And so the order, the realizing the energy, the shape, the quality that is the sentience, that is this order. Also realizing the order, how it goes together, things of this nature. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention. That's a very interesting one, because it's like intention. And I like how we're on the formalization of action when we're doing this, because it's like to intend is to formalize. This is going to happen. I wish this to happen. I'm intending this to occur. And it's like that order in everything is kind of like the way, it's almost like if you take a look at like that rhythmic resonant tone, and how we talk about like a pipeline channeling. It's like the order of things, it's almost like an obstacle course. And if things are just helter-skelter all over the place, there's no order, and it's hard to navigate it. But when things are in order, you can flow right through it. And in this way, a kind of transparency or an allowance is created. And so as that intention energy, which is a focalization of elements or a focalization of potential vibrations, the endlessness kind of occurs. The matrix of endlessness, it's the self-cycling, all has to do with this order here as well. As to the matrix of endlessness, this is our eternity. This is our lasting, sustainable nature. With the solar tone of intention, almost saying as well is that like our sustainability and intention are truly joined. And of course, the endlessness, I am guided by the power of timelessness. The timelessness, endlessness. This endlessness is timelessness. And so it's like right here, just right here, it's almost showing us a formula to ascension. And what we have here is, I pulse in order to reflect. That reflection is going to come up, realizing the order. And then an intention will seal the matrix of that endlessness, and it will be guided by the timelessness. I like this. It is however very abstract, and so I find, for me, I feel I see it clear, but only in the terms of being able to drop into the space of the energy itself. not necessarily to describe it as a causality, as an objectivity or a formulation. And so I invite you to just, receive this in your own way. I pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of timelessness. Okay. Stay tuned for the Oracle section of today's episode of 1320 Time Stream.